Well, I'll tell you what, we're just after 2 o'clock, so we're going to get started. So welcome everyone. My name's Brian Joseph. I'm one of the senior managers here at CDW. It's also my pleasure to be joined with Wael Abdelmajid, who's one of our Microsoft BDMs, as well as Parshadi Ray, who's our Microsoft Customer Success Specialist. Um, so really, before I get started, um, I want to thank you for really joining us to give you a Microsoft product update. But I'm going to strongly encourage that if you have any questions as well, please to put it into the Q&A. We're going to do our best if we have some time towards the end of the presentation to make sure we get to those questions. With that said, we're going to jump right in. I will ask if anyone's not on mute, if possible, please go ahead and mute. I'm just hearing a little bit of feedback here. All right, so first thing I'll start with is I've been with the organization for now about 15 years. And when I really think about what excites me the most, it's really this evolution and the pace of which we've evolved. And all I really mean by that is, when I first started at CDW, we very much were looked at as a sales and marketing, maybe even a logistics organization. But when you go fast forward to 2006, you'll see that we made a strategic acquisition, which was for Burby. But that actually brought on about 1,000 solutions architects, consultants, service delivery managers that were focused on Microsoft, Cisco, as well as IBM. And if you fast forward and look at any of the strategic investments that CDW has made since then, it really does tell a very similar story. The one that I want to talk about today, it's actually not the most recent one, which is serious. Most of you guys may have heard in the news, but I'm going to talk about the acquisition we made in 2019, which was for Scalar. But when we acquired Scalar, that gave CDW a ton of capabilities that we just did not have in country before. And it's also given us a national presence. So we'll talk about that in a few of the slides that are coming up. Next slide, please. So the first thing I'll say here is in terms of what CDW is best known for, traditionally it was really mostly around hardware as well as software. However, with the acquisition of Scalar that I mentioned before, it really did bring on a very large solutions and services practice, particularly services that were both professional as well as managed services. But when I think about the areas which we're now strongest, they really fall into the areas of things around data center, networking, as well as security. Today, we're going to be talking about Microsoft and talk about how our practice has evolved over time as well. So the one thing I'll say as a takeaway from this slide is regardless of if you're a customer here in Canada, whether you have locations that are international, CDW is able to give you the same quality support, whether it be in country or whether it be for one of your global locations. With that said, we'll jump to the next slide. In Canada, which is probably relevant to most of the folks here today, we have over 900 coworkers spread throughout each of the 9 major offices. And the simple way to look at this is that we have an office in every single major city or every single NHL city, which is usually pretty easy to remember. What I talk about and what I think I'm most proud of is these are not just sales offices. We have back-end support, which includes things like solutions architects, service delivery managers, project managers, as well as leaders and other back support staff that are sitting in these offices and able to support you locally. We're also a $1.2 billion organization, which does make CDW Canada the #1 value-added reseller in the country. With that does come some added benefits, such as having an in-house Microsoft team, which YL as well as Parshadi are part of. But we'll keep it moving and we'll talk a little bit more about that shortly. What I'll say here is this is really CDW's methodology, and it has evolved over time. So I'll just briefly talk about each of the buckets here. And the first I'll talk about is the design phase. And this is really where we're able to help you kind of assess your current state and then help you solution for your desired future state. That's probably the simplest way I can look at it. Some of the value that we think we can add from that standpoint would be things like assessments, architectural design, as well as road mapping. When we look at the orchestrate bucket, this is really where we're able to help you integrate or implement a solution into your production. And we do this according to best practices, and we also make sure that we cater to the unique needs of your environment. And examples of that would be, CDW's able, we do have specialization in things like project deployment or even adoption after you do complete a deployment, project lifecycle management, to name a few. And then When we get into the managed bucket, really the acquisition of Scalar has brought on managed services capabilities to CDW. And we now have a NOC and SOC in Toronto and Calgary, respectively. And CDW has offerings now in both managed networking, managed security, managed SIM, and that's really just to name a few. Some of the simple things we do are things like managed patch management. So with that said, I just want to leave it with this, is that we're here to support you. We understand that the current environment has been really challenging for many, to say the least, to navigate through. But we truly believe that we've assembled a team of solutions architects, delivery, as well as project managers that are able to help deliver the outcomes that you guys are looking for. So with that said, I'm going to pass on the mic to Wael as well to Parshadi, and I appreciate you guys joining us today.
Thank you, Brian, for your introduction. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Wael Abdelmajid. I'm the Business Development Manager for CDW, covering the part of Microsoft. It will be my pleasure today to be with you, with my colleague Parashati, to give you more updates about Microsoft. So this will be our agenda for today. We will cover two parts. I will cover the part of Microsoft 365 updates with the new launches from Microsoft. Then Prashati will cover the part of the Microsoft Surface update. So I will start from here. I will just turn off my camera for the sake, because we have a demo and two videos. So I wanted to make it smooth and without any delay. So we will start from here. Yes. Okay, this is the main pillars which I will cover today in my part, mainly 6 pillars. We will go through the part of innovation from Microsoft 3 through the last 10 years from for since introducing Office 365, then the update for Microsoft Teams, which introduced this next year for March, the update for price list for M365. Then we will go in deep for the 3 launches Microsoft introduced this year. Microsoft Viva in the last February, and in August, Microsoft introduced the Cloud PC Windows 365. Then the last one will be Windows 11 last October, this announced by Microsoft. So let's start with the Microsoft history. Since June 2011, when Microsoft introduced or released Office 365, they keep adding more features and adding more apps to the Microsoft. Moving forward, when they introduced in 2017 Microsoft 365, which is the combine of Office 365 and Windows 10 and EMS Enterprise and Mobility and Security Suite, they keep adding more features and introduce new products just to enhance the collaboration between team members inside one organization and between their other organizations. And this is also to improve the security posture for this organization. So as you can see, there is a lot of apps here introduced, 25 introduced through the 10 years from Microsoft Teams, Delphi, Booking, Microsoft Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, a lot of application, and more than 1,400 new capabilities divided to 3 categorization. The first one is communication and collaboration. So you can see a lot of features come here. Security and compliance, which is a big concern for a lot of organizations to keep their data secure and compliant with their industry. In the same time, the AI and the assistance with a lot of features there. So in this slide, I just wanted to show you how it's evolving from the product perspective, from the feature perspective during the last 10 years since they introduced the Office 365 launch in 2011, moving forward till we reach to 2021 with 3 product launched this year. You will find a lot of updates coming from the communication and collaboration, even security and compliance, and the same for AI and assistance. So this is just the history of the last 10 years. Audio conference. As you know that today, on the last 2 years, when we are using Teams a lot for the meeting. So when you send a meeting request for any of your team, if you have the audio conference feature, you will get this box, which is the toll number to dial with a conference ID. But if you don't have this feature, you will have to have internet. Now, Microsoft currently include the audio conference only in the two license plan, M365 E5 and Office 365 E5, the two top plans. But now, Microsoft announced starting from next year, effective March 1st, 2022, audio conference feature will be included in most of Microsoft plans, as you can see, E3, M and Office, and E1, the frontline plans, license plans, and the SMB plans also. So this is a great feature to be included starting from next year, because if you don't have internet, you can dial it. You can dial this meeting. It's available almost in the plus 70 countries. So this is a huge add-on, especially that everyone now using Microsoft Teams for their collaboration and meeting and calls. One more update, Microsoft will update the price next year, effective March 1st. So these plans, as you can see, will have price increase starting from the next year with the range from 5% to 20%. To know exactly the price increase, please reach out to your CDW account manager and start to work from today. This is my advice, to plan for your budget, for your renewal, to know exactly how this will impact your business. And if you are a new customer, take the advantage and reach out to your CDW account manager to be planning ahead before next year. Okay, Windows 11. Windows 11, it's the new launch for product launch from Microsoft. As you know that Windows 11 built to help employees and team focus more and to improve their productivity and get more updates uh, from the operating system. It delivers a lot of features and new features. This is why I wanted to share with you this quick video. Will show you more about the Windows 11 new features. Okay, it's a very nice video, by the way. So let's jump for the next slide. As you know, that Windows 11 designed for hybrid work. So when Microsoft built uh, Windows 11, they tried to help employees to be more productive and to focus more on how they getting the job done by using more collaboration and communication features on the Windows 11, as we will see in the next slide. And also, it delivers the security and management needed for hybrid work. And now you can deploy Windows 10, Windows 11 alongside with Windows 10 device without any interruption. And from the security perspective, you will be protected because Windows 11 it's the most secure operating system now, using all the current feature Microsoft 365 introducing from Microsoft Endpoint Defender and all these security features. Last one, it's the consistency. Windows 11, it's just the evolution for Windows 10. It's a fresh uh, operating system, but it's consistent for Windows, for IT people and for employees. You will have the same experience from the management perspective for the IT team. So don't don't be afraid from moving forward. It's the same experience from the management perspective. Let's see some more features for Windows 11. So Microsoft had made investment in Windows 11 to be more productive and more experience. As you saw in the video, the Snap Assistance, it's a very cool feature and you can automatically move your window layout saved in perfect arrangement across different screens and different layouts to make you more comfortable to do multiple things in the same time, as you can see. And even this will be predefined arrangement according to your needs. And while you are doing that, if you are using dock station, you will be able while you are docking or undocking, you will go back to the same organized Snap Assistant. Also, with the personalized widgets, you can stay on top of what's important for you with the personalized content from using weather, calendar, task, or news. It's according to your needs. And in the same time, it's integrated voice typing. You can type an email or document using your voice command. You don't have to use the keyboard, which is a very cool feature. And last thing, it's Windows 11 bring a new tablet experience. So you can use it as a tablet with the stylist if you have this available. So my advice, just get started as soon as possible. Microsoft Windows 11, it's available now. If you are, you can choose, check the system requirements for Windows 11. It's available on the windows11.com in Microsoft. You will find all the requirements. If you have Windows 10 operating system, so this is very good because you have a free upgrade from Windows 10 to Windows 11. You just need to check your operating system, that the version of Windows 11, because you need to be on the version 2004 before you move to the Windows 11. And Microsoft even they shared a PC health check application where you can download it and run it in your Windows 10 device. So it will check the compatibility of your current application. It will check also your readiness for the device from the version of Windows 10 and all these requirements, and you will be after that ready to upgrade to Windows 11. So start, do that, and use the Windows 11. Then we will move forward with the cloud PC Windows 365, which is launched also in 2021. And as you know, Microsoft is bringing together the PC and the cloud in the one experience for Windows with Windows 365. Just as Microsoft did it before and they brought Office to the cloud in the Office 365 10 years ago, now they're doing the same when they're bringing Windows to the cloud with Windows 365. Windows 365, it's just a cloud service. Introduce a new way of experience. You can use Windows 10 or Windows 11 for all business size with different computing power and apps and settings. So you can customize the cloud PC according to your need, and you can access it from everywhere. You just need a browser to access your cloud PC, and you will find the consistent experience. You will find your apps, your settings, your documents all available from where you will access this. With Windows 365 also, you can assign users one cloud PC or more according to your business needs. And when you do that, you will have different configuration and compute power and storage, as we will see this in the coming few slides. After what's happened in the last few years in the worldwide and the organization, they start to change the way they doing work. They need to have some of these feature available and easy to access, like remote and hybrid work. They need their team to be able to do that. They need to be having the flexibility to expand or to change how they do the work. They need to give their team how they can bring your own PC or bring your own device to the environment. And at the same time, they wanted to keep the security and compliance for their organization. With that said, so it's very important to have all of that. In this slide, we just wanted to touch base. What's the the today computing solution we used to have? So the first one is the client PC, the desktop, or the laptop, and this is the most familiar way which we used to have our laptops or desktops to use, and this is most of the organization they use it. However, there's still some organization this will not meet their needs and their business directions. Virtualization, it has been around for a decade, and it's was a game changer for many organizations. But this virtualization part, it needs a lot of investment from the infrastructure to build virtualization data center, a lot of more experience from the IT perspective to be able to deliver the same experience we used to have in the client PC. Desktop as a service, it's a newer concept, offering a cloud-based operating system to many organizations. However, the problem here, it's just limited in the infrastructure integration in some organization. However, it's a new concept. It's very useful for a lot of organization. But Microsoft, they wanted to be more appealing, and they introduced the cloud PC, where you can find your compute, storage, settings, all of them in one way when you use Windows 365. So with this, you will find when you access your cloud PC, you will find your content wherever you go. Compute options, different categories. We will see this. Scalable storage, which is very important because sometimes the frontline worker, they will need very basic storage and compute power. However, the developer and designer or graphic designer, they will need different compute storage. And on the same time, you will find your apps wherever you go, and all this will be integrated with your security posture and identity management. Moving forward here, we will see it's also integrated with all Microsoft Modern Workplace. So it's integrated with Azure Active Directory for identity management. It's integrated with Microsoft Endpoint Manager and also with the Microsoft 365 apps, all of them. And for sure, Microsoft Defender to give you the security you're looking for. Now, Windows 365, it's for all. It can be accessed from different factors like desktop, laptop, tablet, phone, and any platform you can imagine. Windows 360, Windows, Mac, iOS, or even Android. All what you need is just a browser to type www.windows365.microsoft.com. And in the same time, it's coming in two flavor, Windows 10 or Windows 11. And you can choose from a different range of compute and storage configuration. As you can see, we have a very powerful PCs or cloud computing, 8 processor with a different RAMs and storage, or a moderate or medium or very low for a basic frontline worker, which is very basic 2 gig and 64 gig for storage. So this is how Microsoft 365, it can fulfill the different needs for Microsoft, for customers and employees according to their needs. So let's now jump for the demo part, just to see how we can have the experience. Okay, in this exercise, I will show you 3 steps how you can purchase Windows 365 from the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, then how we can assign this license to the end user, and finally, what will be the end user experience when they access this. So let's start here with the purchasing the license. So this is normally the Microsoft Admin Center. As you know all, you will go to the billing and choose the purchase service. And once it's loaded, you will find Windows 365. Excuse me. So scroll down, you will find Windows 365 Business. We will go with the business. And as we saw on the previous slide that we can select different plans, we will just go with the frontline one, the basic one. Then you buy this one. So this is your order, place order, and that's it. You are done. So you already purchased the license. The second step will be assigning the license to the end user from the admin portal to Microsoft 365 admin portal. You just go to the users, active users. For the sake of this demo, we will choose Alan Young for assigning the license. And from the Alan Young, you will go to the license and apps. You will find Windows 365 business, which we already bought from a while. Choose this one and save changes. Already saved. So it's very simple. Done. Then the last one, it's how you will find the experience for the end user. So here you will go and type the https windows365.microsoft.com, and that's it. Then exactly the same experience for when you log into your Office 365, you just need to type your username and password for Office 365. Then you will sign, choose yes. Then your Cloud BC getting ready for you. The welcome windows for Alan Young. They are preparing here the Windows 365 for you. What's his Cloud BC? And finally, we'll get started. So this is how it's look like. You will find that setting up the Cloud BC. You will find here the name of your Cloud BC and the configuration. Then next you will find open in browser, which it's once it's ready, you will be able to open it in the browser. And the last one, you will find select settings from, you will find settings gear here, different settings. We will go through all of them. The first one, now it's ready, your Cloud BC, but let's see the settings. Restart. You can restart your Cloud BC from here and reset. From the reset, you can, this means that you will reinstall your Windows 365 or Cloud PC. And on this one, also, you mean that you will remove all your data and you will remove all your apps and all your settings. So you have to be careful when you do reset. And for your data, it will be only saved if you save it on the OneDrive. But if you save it on the Cloud BC itself and the local storage, so it will be deleted when you do the reset. Then we have rename. So we can rename the Cloud BC because maybe some users, they need to rename the Cloud BC. As we can see now, this is the name which Cloud BC gave it to the end user. So he will change it to be Alan Young Cloud BC. Then the last one, we will go to open the browser to start and launch the Cloud BC. So when you do that, you will find there's few options that you can access from the remote computer, like clipboard, microphone, printer, and even file transfer. If you choose this means that you will do fine network share between your remote computer and the Cloud BC to share documents or picture or whatever. But we will not choose this now for the sake of the demo, but this is available here to do that. Then Cloud BC, it's launching, connecting. The same, you have to write your password again, the Office 365 password. Then you will submit. Alan Young. Then this is your Cloud BC. So it's very easy experience. We will go to the start just to show you one last thing. On the settings part, accounts, you will find that Alan Young or any Cloud BC user, he is administrator. So he had a full control over his Cloud BC to install his own apps and application and settings to configure to be easy for him to handle. So this is how you can also have the experience of the Cloud BC. Let's go back to the presentation. We will go through the last part of our presentation today. From my side, it's Microsoft Viva. Before we go to Microsoft Viva, I just wanted to share with you this. What is an employee experience platform? Employee experience platform, it's a digital platform that puts people at the center of any organization. After the last 2 years when we had this pandemic and everyone it's working from home. So all the organization, they wanted to put focus on the employee and empower him to be able to be more productive and can as collaborate more with his colleague and team, and even with his customer if he working with the customer. So this is the concept of employee experience platform, that you put the employee in the middle of the organization and try to give him all these tools. So you wanted to give him the culture, communicate the culture of organization, events, resources, and you wanted to share with him the mission and goals for your organization. At the same time, you need to give him the knowledge and experience, and make sure on the same time this will be with the learning and development plan for each employee. So this is the concept of the employee experience and platform, and this is what exactly Microsoft Viva will do. Mainly, when Microsoft launched Viva, they launched four modules: Viva Connections, Viva Insights, Viva Topics, and Viva Learning. And each of the existing module, it's built on capabilities of Microsoft 365. So it's a part of Microsoft 365, and it's available directly through Microsoft Teams, as you can see on the picture here. So and this today we will not go deep on the Microsoft Viva. CDW is planning to deliver another webinar dedicated for Microsoft Viva next year. But today we will just touch base with the four modules to give the glance what is Microsoft Viva. So let's start with the Microsoft Connections. Microsoft Connections, it's a company branded employee app and teams. So this is where you need to communicate your culture, your information, your announcement. It's like a gateway to your employee experience with personalized news and communication tasks, people, and resources. And it's provide to the employee a single destination that can be accessed for all their information. And for the same time, for the leaders, it's a place where they can communicate and engage with their employees, sharing the mission, new announcement, new compensation, whatever, but you can do that through Microsoft Viva Connection. And all this, it's in a Microsoft Teams. And it's come in two flavor: desktop and in the mobile access. Microsoft Viva Connection, it's for free any customer who has Microsoft 365. So it's a part of your Microsoft 365. Then the second one, it's Microsoft Insights. Microsoft Insights, it brings new productivity and well-being experience into a unified Viva Insight app on the Teams. So this will provide more insight for three categories: individuals, managers, and leaders. Let's take example. For employee, you will get more information how you are doing in your day to day, how you consume your time, what's the gaps you need to fulfill from the call perspective, from meeting perspective, from learning perspective, and it will give you direction, and it's very confidential for only personalized for you. So you can work, let's say that I need to focus more on my learning, or I need to add more meetings to my week work because I'm missing some productivity. So this is one part. The second part, for managers, they will give them insight for whole team, whereas they are missing more collaboration. What is need to be added to add more collaboration for the team, or more productivity, or do more enhancement for a team to be more productive. For leaders, it will give them more insight across all the organization. So maybe they will need to take another decision, strategic one for the organization. So Viva Insights will give you all these information. Then we will jump for Viva Topics. Viva Topics, it's focus on knowledge and expertise. Topics applies on AI in the background, and it identify the knowledge and give organize the shared topics. AI automatically creates a topic page for each topic, and this, it's almost like Wikipedia but for enterprise, where AI does the first draft. So it's you can say it's your internal Wikipedia for your organization. Last one, it's Viva Learning. It's very important with this dynamic workforce to have this, because it will allow all employees to easily discover informal and formal learning. And it's also integrate with your LinkedIn Learning, Microsoft Learn, or even third-party training content or your own organization content. So all of this in one place, Viva Learning. And also, it will allow the managers to assign and track training for each individual. So you can build a development plan for your team and make sure they will follow up, and you will have insights which what is done and what is left yet. So this is in a nutshell the four pillars of Microsoft Viva. Just the last one, this is how Microsoft Viva it's handled. As I mentioned, my Viva connection, it's a part of your Microsoft 365. The other three pillars, insights, topics, learning, it's sold by as an individual SKU, or Microsoft, they announced something called Microsoft Viva Suite, where you can get all the Microsoft Viva in one package. For more information regarding the pricing, how you can license this, please reach out to your CDW account manager. They will be able to help you and will give you more insight. With this, I want to thank you, and I will hand it over to my colleague Prashati. Prashati, over to you.
Thank you so much, Well, and thank you, Brian, for the great introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Prashadi Ray here. I'm from Microsoft team here at CDW, the partner specialist for Microsoft Surface. And today I'll be walking you through with some of the Surface device updates. So this is the agenda on the slide, as you can see. So we'll talk about the current Surface portfolio, and then that will bring us to why Surface and M365 together and they are better, and some security features of Surface devices, and last but absolutely not the least, the autopilot zero-touch deployment for Microsoft Surface devices. So as you can see on the next slide, that this is the entire Surface journey map. Obviously, we're not going to talk about everything, but just wanted to show you or give you an idea. First Surface device was launched in 2012, and here we are today at 2021. So this has been a long journey for Surface that brought us today to the current portfolio that I'm going to talk about in the next slide. So this is the current lineup for Surface product, and they all comes equipped with the Intel or AMD chipsets, except the Surface Pro X. This one comes equipped with our ARM SQ2 chipsets. So you have flexibility in a lot of different configurations, like processors, memory, hard drives, or even graphic cards in some cases. And each device can fit in a wide range of personas. So depending on your needs and your requirements, there's a solution for everyone. And the first one and the first line is the Duo2, which is a mobile device. That's a part of the new launch as well. And one common feature for this entire slide, that all these devices, they are all of them are touch capable. So starting with the Duo2, this is the mobile device, and it's followed by the 2-in-1 model. So from Grow 3 to Pro 8, they're all 2-in-1, meaning they're all detachable device that you can use either as a tablet or as a laptop, whatever you prefer. But if you are looking for, let's say, conventional laptop style, then look into the next line. So then Laptop Go or Laptop 4 or Laptop Studio, that will be your device to go with. And the desktop option for Surface Studio 2, that comes with the 28-inch fully adjustable and touch capabilities. And our Surface Hub 2S, that's a meeting platform and modern collaborative canvas that lets you meet, move, and team without any boundaries. So that's the current portfolio of Surface devices. Now on the next slide, I'm going to highlight a little bit on the newest launch, which took place actually on September 22nd. So as you can see, the first one is Go 3. So this is the compact PC and tablet in one, and it's a very budget-friendly device as well. Comes with the 10.5-inch touchscreen, and Go 3 keeps your team connected in the office or in the field on the go. And this is the newest one in the Surface Go line. Before it was Go 2, now it's Go 3. And the LTE advanced version is coming soon on this. And also the great news is Go 3 comes with the choice of your operating system. So either you can get it with the Windows 10 Pro or you can get it with Windows 11 Pro, which is great. Next one is Pro X for business. So if you want an ultra thin, super thin 2-in-1 that's optimized for mobile and ideally suited to frontline workers, then Surface Pro X is your device. Surface Pro user actually expect more from their computer, and our latest Pro portfolio continues to push the boundaries of what the 2-in-1 form factor can do. Pro fans, they love the choice of the devices. This is still the leading line, premium functions and versatility of these 2-in-1s. The features they offer truly set them apart in their category. For the 2-in-1 that can go anywhere, then adapt into like full workstation for a desktop experience. So Surface Pro 8 is our most powerful Pro ever, and this is the newest Pro in the Surface Pro line. Again, great news is it's like Go 3, so comes with either Windows 10 Pro or Windows 11 Pro. We have also added innovation like pen storage and wireless charging, along with the technology that improves on the video call experience for better collaboration and inclusiveness. Next one, the device I'm going to talk about. This is the super cool and our newest Surface Laptop Studio. This will transform the way you work. This is our most powerful laptop yet. Surface Laptop Studio, it really pairs like speed, graphics, and long battery life with versatility. You can transition seamlessly from high-speed, high-performance laptop to immersive virtual meetings on a perfectly angled stage, to a full horsepower creative canvas with the best digital pen experience ever. You can also create your masterpiece with Surface Slim Pen, the new Slim Pen, and the vibrant display, drawing, sketching, or even, taking notes like you would do normally on the paper. With the built-in slim pen storage and charging. And again, if you are not ready to switch yet to Windows 11 Pro yet, no problem. You can still experience this newest and the coolest device, the premium device. This comes with the Windows 10 Pro, or if you are excited to explore Windows 11 Pro, we got you covered as well. So it comes with the both like OS of your choice. So there you are. We got you covered for both that. Next one, that is our Surface Duo 2. This is what I want to call it is reinventing the mobile productivity. This is a 5G mobile device with the dual screen, and it's 2 ultra-thin high-resolution touchscreen, obviously, and Surface Duo 2 therefore opens up new ways to experience apps on a mobile device, letting you work in 2 apps side by side, or even extend one across both the screen, like for a bigger visual surface. And the thing is, this device runs on fully Android operating system. So with that, we'll go to our next topic in the agenda with the Surface and M365 better together. So first question that comes in the mind is, what sets Surface for business apart? So here it is that engineers at Microsoft, they use Surface devices to build the future of M365 that was showing you around so long, so cool, so many cool features. So we are talking about here actually first-party hardware with the first-party software, the integration with the Windows operating system. Surface experiences and features have been built hand in hand between software and hardware engineering team that allow them for seamless integration and continued innovation on the features and programs that our customers cared most about. Surface devices, the one that comes standard with the Windows 10 or 11 Pro, ships straight from the factory. Each and every Surface device comes autopilot ready from the factory. We have you covered from the chipset to our operating system to the cloud. And when you combine Surface with Microsoft 365, you give your people the gift of freedom to work their way wherever they are with the best cloud productivity platform on the planet and the latest security and modern manageability solution from Microsoft that proactively keep your business safe. So with the Microsoft Surface and Windows 11, what you could do, you could elevate the productivity by delivering flexible work style option. Is what the Microsoft Surface is all about. Employees can do and achieve more by using a device that complements the way they work wherever they work. Optimize the team collaboration with Microsoft Teams. Obviously, we are always talking about, I know you are probably all of you are using it every day on your Surface devices. You can call, meet, chat, collaborate, brainstorm, right? And you'll be able to better manage people and workflows with apps such as Microsoft Planner, Excel, OneNote, PowerPoint, those ones. And for time efficiency, I want to say with the ultra responsive Surface keyboard that gets you fast, accurate typing, and the Surface headphones that help you stay focused on getting things done right at the first time. Surface runs your office apps no matter where you are with all-day battery life for unplugged freedom. So basically with Windows 11 and Surface devices, you are ready for any situation. So the next topic, I'm going to talk about the security for Surface devices. As you can see the slide, it's a Surface laptop picture and you see a few layers in there. So Surface devices, the security feature you need with modern and increased control to effectively manage devices wherever they may be. The unique thing about Surface is that everything from the firmware to the cloud management that controls the device is built and maintained by Microsoft, giving you multi-layered protection, which you can see in the picture. Microsoft Surface has been using a unified approach to firmware protection and device security since 2015 through complete end-to-end ownership of the hardware design, in-house firmware development, and a holistic approach to device updates and management. Across the portfolio, Microsoft includes discrete or firmware TPM chips, which is TPM 2.0 or even later, protecting you most of your sensitive information. All Surface for Business devices ship with the powerful built-in security features, including automatic updates, BitLocker, and cloud-powered intelligent security to protect your device from modern threats. Windows Hello is there, replaces password with strong two-factor authentication in using the biometrics. And finally, with modern management tools, including Microsoft Endpoint Manager, that multi-layered protection continues into the cloud. The next one that I'm going to talk about, focus on a feature. This is also a security feature, but this is exclusive to Surface so far. That's why I'm just focusing on it and talking about a little bit about it. So for Surface, our Unified Extensive Firmware Interface, which is UEFI. What is it? Basically, it is a BIOS. Okay, we know about the word BIOS. So this BIOS is not third party like American Trend or any other. It's written by Windows team. So Surface BIOS or UEFI is written by Windows team and also maintained in-house, regularly updated and seamlessly deployed, which minimizes the risk and maximizes the control at the firmware level before the device even boots up. With the device firmware configuration interface, which is on the slide, you can see DFCI. The profiles built into Microsoft Intune, Surface UEFI management that extends the modern management stack down to the UEFI hardware level, giving you the ability to control hardware functionality through the cloud. For example, you can turn off the Surface camera from BIOS level in a hyper secure location instead of like opening the device and take the camera physically out. So the Microsoft, next one is the Microsoft Endpoint Manager. It comprises an array of management solution, including Microsoft Intune Configuration Manager and more. But what I want to talk about, or I want to show you a new feature which was added to the Endpoint Manager for Surface only. So the next slide, you can see so this is the Microsoft Endpoint Manager Admin Center. Okay, so this is the screen, and as you can see at the right corner, bottom corner, it says Surface Management Portal. So built into Microsoft Endpoint Manager, the new Surface Management Portal provides a centralized solution to self-serve, manage, and monitor your Surface devices at scale. As a single environment for the end-to-end visibility of corporate or user-owned Surface devices, the Surface Management Portal lets you quickly see any issues that need prompt attention before they hit your help desk. Surface Management Portal is available to the customer who use Microsoft Endpoint Manager and have enrolled their Surface devices through Intune. So if you go to the monitor for next slide, you can see if you go to the monitor from that the admin portal, you can see the display inside for all Surface devices, including like here, device out of compliance, which are not registered, device may be critically low in storage, require updates, like anything you need to know possibly regarding the device to run your business seamless, like device without encryption enabled or devices that are currently inactive. And another feature I want to show you from same portal, if you go to a view report, here is the screen that if you go to view report, that shows details on inside category, giving you diagnostic information that you can customize and export. Like if you can look at on the top, it says monitor, warranty and coverage, and support. So let's say if you are managing hundreds or even thousands of devices, having direct access to the warranty status of each devices, oh man, that's super helpful, and letting you quickly see the following information, that which one, as you can see on the screen, it's showing exactly how many they are out of warranty, zero needs update, and for support, even if you have opened any support tickets, shows the status, either is closed or is being worked on, what's the update. So it's like a one-stop shopping. You go to that portal, you have it all. You don't need to reach out to anyone else. You don't need to visit anywhere else. Just it's all in together. So that's one of the biggest, and I think this is one of the coolest feature for Surface devices that Microsoft has added. So this is all you can see from one place. Then I'm going to talk about, obviously, this is no-brainer, Autopilot. I'm pretty sure most of you are, probably all of you are familiar with it or using it, but just to have a high level, Autopilot obviously basically is a cloud-based management service from Microsoft that actually streamlines the out-of-box experience so that the end user, when they get the device, they can set up their device like from the first boot literally in a few clicks. And this Autopilot is optimized by M365, and it enables the customer automatically join the devices, the AAD, Azure Active Directory, or even Active Directory, depending on your environment. And it auto enrolls into MDM services such as Intune, or if you are using any third-party mobile device management services, that too. And Autopilot can be used remotely to deploy and configure devices in a zero-touch process. So let's dig into this zero-touch and never having to touch the device. Microsoft wanted the experience of managing and deployed the Surface to be as elegant as using Surface. So with zero-touch deployment and Windows Autopilot, Surface devices can be completely managed without ever needing an IT person to touch them. So here in this slide, as you can see, the traditional, I want to just explain a little bit of the difference, just a high level, just to give you an idea, the before the deployment that used to use and now this modern or zero touch, so that you know that exactly what the difference is. So this traditional deployment, as you can see, is a build, what we did, build a custom image. Obviously, that includes driver settings, policies, and all those stuff. And then that image is being deployed to a new device, probably through the Ethernet or USB sticks or whatever. And then you repeat that process. So you can imagine if you are managing all those devices, it takes time. It requires the physical access because somebody needs to open that device and deploy that image. And not only that, forget about all those. When the operating system get the update, this image gets out of date. So what do you do then? You have to build another custom image with that updated version of operating system, then repeat this process. So now I'm going to talk about the zero touch, and we call it modern deployments. What we do, what's the difference? Big difference here. Instead of building that custom image, we build a deployment profile, which is attached to your with the cloud, and also that includes driver settings like before, nothing different. So then that you can control all the devices and everything, and profile is deployed to devices through the cloud, so no one except the end user ever has to touch it. The profile even this way can be modified even after it's been deployed, and changes will sync to the devices in the background. And when the end user receive, let's say, a Surface device that's been enrolled to the autopilot via zero touch deployment, what are the steps look like to complete the setup? So next one, I'm going to show you a small video that shows you the steps to complete the setup. So as you can see on the screen, very basic questions, your region and keyboard layout. Not going to ask you if it's work for personal, because already knows that is for work. Once you sign in with your business credential, your password and email address, that's when it's gonna get attached to the cloud and start bringing the profile at the background. Shows on the screen the steps and what is doing. So device preparation has complete, setup has complete. Obviously, depends on the end user's network speed, that matters. And then here it is, like, it's just getting ready, and it should be booting up to the desktop pretty soon. So it's setting up, and let's see what it boots up to. They just have to take the device out of the box, turn it on, and get connected to the network. And there it is, almost there. And now account setting up, and it is now syncing your OneDrive. Obviously, we're talking about OneDrive for business, where your files and folders and documents are stored, things that you need up and running for your business. And it should be ready in a second. And here it is, the desktop is coming up. There it is, your desktop. And here you can see all the Office applications and everything. And if you go to the File Explorer, you will see your OneDrive and all it is sync. Obviously, it's going to take more stuff you have. It's going to take a little bit of time to sync, but there it is. Your end users up and running for business. So that's how simple and it is. So here at CDW, we do offer the zero touch deployment for Surface devices. The main advantage is that it's all hybrid workplace right now, right? The new normal. So we don't have like necessarily access to the IT person. So you don't have, the IT person also doesn't have to worry or necessarily spend time to image the devices. So it just gets enrolled, it's automated, everything up, unless you just sign in with your business credential, everything beyond that is automated. So if you have more questions about the zero touch deployment, please reach out to your CDW account manager, and we are there to help you answer your question and help you out if you want to enroll your device. We have seen increasing demand for this recently. Like, I've been looking after this, and it's just getting extremely popular. So with that, brings our end of our presentation. I know we are just in time. So thank you again all for joining us today. And please reach out to your CDW account manager and we will get back to you with your questions and answer. If you have questions after, if you have questions now, you can always type it into the chat. And enjoy the rest of your day and happy holiday season, everyone. Thank you again.
Team, I'm seeing a question here in the live Q&A that says, is it possible to join the cloud PC to an on-prem AD, or is it only possible to join it to Azure AD?
This should happen through the Azure Active Directory. So once you have a cloud PC, this means that you have M365 subscription. So this means you have Azure Active Directory. So it will go with your Azure Active Directory, and it could be synced with your on-prem Active Directory if you have any way of the synchronization like AD Connect or ADFS Federation services, but it can be done, but through the Azure Active Directory.
I also see one more here that says, so zero touch deployment is managed using Autopilot. I'm not familiar with Autopilot.
So the autopilot basically is that imaging your device. So like when you enroll your device to zero touch, your Surface device to autopilot, you obviously there's a licensing requirements for autopilot. We can always get back to you with those details. Once you have one of those license, you can always enroll your devices into autopilot. That way, like I just talked about the traditional image, it doesn't need to be manual, it's all automated from the cloud for your end user, like the image, like let's say your different department have different images, they use different, not like everyone needs access to everything. So whatever they need is the deployment profile. Once they receive the device and sign in with their business credential, from the cloud, the background, it's all downloads their image, their application, their permission, whatever you have. So if you need more information, please reach out to your account manager and I can send you a lot of information and documents on that to or even to discuss with you further.
Okay, team, I am not seeing any other questions. So if there are no other questions in the chat or Q&A, we'd like to thank you on behalf of CDW and Microsoft for joining us today.